Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. We are not going to hang out in my kitchen today. We're just filming the intro really quick before I take you outside. So we are incredibly blessed. We have a backyard, and in the backyard there are some garden boxes, and we were not able to make anything happen with them this past year, but I'm hoping to get them set up, or at least one set up for next year. So the weeds kind of just took over the garden boxes, and we didn't know how to tackle it. It was crazy. We didn't know what to do except to kind of hack down these weeds as best we could. So I took to the YouTube and the Farmer's Almanac and kind of just looked around and saw if there was anything that I can do. And I think our plan of attack is going to be to cut down the weeds at soil level, so not pull up them. I'm not sure why, but to cut it down at level and then cover, it says, with the plastic, black plastic. We did buy this like weed repellent black plastic last year. We thought we were going to do something with that, but like I said, we didn't. With moving in and just all the things, I didn't get a chance to get into the garden like I wanted to. So we're going to cover it with that and then see if we can gather enough leaves. We may have to go around and ask our neighbors if we can rig up some of their leaves and cover it down. So like I said, our goal is to at least do one box for today and kind of see where we're at. I am enlisting my family's help in doing this, so hopefully it goes well, but we'll see. We're going to kind of try to put our garden to bed, or winterize the garden, and see how it goes. We are kind of self-teaching. I don't have a green thumb at all. So everything we're kind of just learning as we go, and just doing the best we can. So if you have any tips or well wishes, comment down below and let us know. We'd love to just keep learning and growing on the channel. So let's get into this. So here is kind of a before shot. It's not kind of, it is a before shot of the garden beds. You can see we have about 5 garden beds out here. And believe it or not, this is actually looking better than the worst state it was in. This is after my husband really took to it and got them pretty leveled off. And then we just kind of haven't gone back in there and really cleaned it up. So I'm going to go in and kind of dig in. And I know that one of the videos I watched said to just cut it at root level, but you'll see after a little while, I just quit and I start like trying to pull it out, because what it looks like is that there's grass in there as well as weeds. So I don't know what happened in these garden beds before we got here, but it looks like there's grass that is growing in there instead. And so I can't really just cut it at the soil level, and I just kind of start pulling it out and then seeing what I can do with that. My sweet husband also was outside helping us, and he is taking out these like metal poles that they had in there. They're not really the tomato cages and things that are in there, but we didn't know that we needed to take them all out last winter, so we didn't. So this winter we're getting them all out, but they are kind of tough, so my husband volunteered to do that for me. Yep. Get your little shovel there. Put the bucket down. Put the bucket down and get your shovel and put some leaves in the bucket. It's okay. We need the leaves in the pile. It's okay, right? My goal was to at least get one bed prepped enough to put to bed or to winterize. So I wanted to at least clear one out because I really didn't want to take up my family's whole weekend. This was a longer weekend for us, and I really wanted them to enjoy having that time with my husband. But once we got all hands on deck, you can see we started out on a second bed, and then even we started on clearing that third bed back there out. My daughter, you can kind of see in the background, she is clearing out out weeds in one, but she was mostly just playing around the edges, which was fine with me because some of these weeds were really bad. So I didn't want her getting too hurt. She did have gloves, but still some of it could go through the gloves. So this is the plastic that we had purchased before when we were hoping to get to the garden last season and weren't able to. So I'm glad that we had this ready to go. We did not have enough, as you'll see later, but we at least were able to get started and start clearing out and putting it down. So now we're just kind of going through, we're going to lay it down, and then I'm going to gather all the leaves I can find and try to smash them down and make it enough for at least one of these beds. And we're trying to overlap it just slightly so that once we put the leaves in and the weight of it, it won't shorten the edges there, if that makes sense. So I want to overlap the black plastic so that when the weight of the leaves goes down, the black plastic won't disappear and kind of get buried under it. My watch fell. It's not used to this much work. It quit on me. And then here's where we finished off for the day. So we were able to get one bed entirely done. You can see here we had to put one of the metal bars down because the wind picks up and we weren't sure how badly the wind was going to pick up that evening. And since these were dry leaves already that we were putting down, there was like not a whole bunch of weight to it. So the second bed here, we have more of those metal bars in there. And then we also have some larger rocks just to hold it down because this bed did not have as many leaves. We were hoping to get to like that third bed because we were making pretty good headway on it, but we didn't have enough of the black plastic to roll out on top of it. And we really did not have enough leaves even to finish the second bed. So we stopped there. We are hoping we'll get to it maybe another weekend if we can squeeze it in before the snow finally comes in. But we were really excited to take advantage of the late snowfall this year and get these two done. So it is almost 1 o'clock. I think we went out there about 10:30-ish. So like 2.5 hours. I don't know if that's right. You can correct me in the comments if it's not. But it was work, but it was good. It was satisfying. As you can see, we didn't have, and I'm looking out at the garden now. We're brand spanking new to this. We didn't have enough leaves. It is later in the season. Today it is already November 27th, and we kind of had a little bit of frost, but this year the snow is just not coming in. We normally would have already had our frost by now, but since it hasn't really set in, we thought we'd just go ahead and take advantage of having this little bit of extra time and seeing if we can get some beds put to bed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, something will come of this. We will see in the springtime as it gets warmer, and we can uncover it and kind of take a look at what happened there. But I just wanted to bring you along for the journey. You can kind of see and give us any pointers along the way if you have any. Thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate you hanging out in the garden with us. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, maybe consider subscribing and joining our little YouTube family.